Hi, I'm Martin,
And I'm Dave.
and we want to talk today about really how it all came about, how we met, and how we ended up creating Lifestyle by Laptop. So really, I'll let Dave start because he likes to start with how we met.
Basically, Martin and I met a little while ago. We actually met on a boat party of all places, a Boxing Day boat party, and we just ended up talking. Weirdly enough, we got talking in the queue to the toilets. But two English guys, both really interested in the fitness industry. Both pretty interested in making positive stuff in our life. We got chatting and really kind of just arranged we were going to catch up, but weirdly enough, we actually didn't catch up for another kind of yearish until we bumped into each other again at another event. At which point we're like, right, we've got to make sure we catch up for a coffee this time. And I guess as with all great things, they happen by chance, and we've kind of become great mates from there.
Yeah, absolutely. It was actually quite a funny journey there. And it was interesting because at the time I was with a supplement company and I was helping people improve their digestive health. And David said, I'd noticed he was very into his health, basically with his knowledge around health and stuff he was posting and the conversations that we had. And I actually found out that he was a former England athlete as well, which was like, oh, this guy obviously knows a lot. He's been around a lot of people who are at the highest caliber in nutrition and fitness and so on. So that's when I reached out to him and said, look, this is what I'm doing. My background's personal trainer around the health industry and helping people move forward. And I was like, you might be interested in having a look at this. And you were open, weren't you, to having a look?
Yeah.
To find out more?
Yeah, I was at that point busy doing what I was doing. I'm an IT consultant by trade. Before getting into the online business, I was actually earning $560,000 a year in a job that was pretty easy, fully employed, and I didn't really have to stress myself too much. I just was never really too happy, and I was actually looking at ways I could improve my lifestyle, but like most people, I was too busy. And like I said to Martin, I never said no. I just said, I'm just a bit busy to be looking at anything else at the moment, mate. And the kind of ego that I had around my health, I knew I had a few things that weren't quite right because I was always tired. All through school I'd fallen asleep, literally fell asleep in classes, and I'd kind of wake up when they were giving out homework. As an apprentice, I used to fall asleep watching guys do the work that they did. I was a telecoms engineer originally, and I'd fall asleep literally like watching blokes down a manhole doing work, and I'd be asleep at the top like this. And then out on the road in my van, I'd have to stop and have a sleep when I was driving because I'd just like the lights would go out. So despite that, I was trying to fix it myself, and having had all the sports nutritionists and all that kind of stuff with England, I kind of thought I knew everything. And I guess until Martin had kind of chipped at me long enough and kind of said, look, mate, why don't you try, this is way back talking about digestive health and alkalinity, which I'd never even thought of before. Until Martin introduced me to that, I thought my health was great and I could sort it myself. This is a bit of a long-winded way to say how we got to where we are. But an important thing that when I found something out that I didn't know before, I wanted to go out and tell the world. I'd always been happy with coaching. I'd always been into helping people. But when I learned something that radically changed my life, and it did, simple things of health in your body does change your life. And we wanted to go out and start to talk about that. And I was never really into the network marketing-y, selling, recruiting, asking everybody that you meet to try your product side of things that was involved with that supplementation company. And Martin and I just decided to go out and start running boot camps and mindset coaching and stuff like that. And that was the start of everything.
Yeah, it really was. I can remember actually I was on holiday in Bali, and it was 3 months after I'd actually come out of a mental institute, so I went through a big journey. And in all fairness, this is where the friendship really started for me, because I went through a hell of a year of going through depression and suicide idealization. I was hospitalized, and Dave and his wife Danielle came and were would take me out. It was kind of like, woo, escape. And he was like getting out because
I even took him on a date.
Yeah, he did. He took me on a blind date. He took me out of the hospital. He took me on a bloody blind
down to the beach on a date.
Couldn't believe it. And and it was, it was you've got me there. It was so empowering to actually meet somebody who was so heart-centered and really wanted to help me. And in all fairness, we were just acquaintances, weren't we, at the time? You'd stepped into the business, wanted to help people with the digestive and alkalinity and so on. but we were still quite acquaintances at that point. But seeing the care, because I had nobody, I had no family, no friends, no one around me. I was really on my own, and Dave stepped into that role of really supporting me, and that's where the growth, the foundation was laid, and really we were able to bloom in regards to our friendship. From there, I remember being on holiday with my then new girlfriend, and Dave sent me a message. I need to speak to you, and then gave me a call and was like, right, we're doing this free fitness in the city, and we're going to have all these people that are coming along. We're going to do free nutritional plans, so you need to go and structure this because it's happening in about a week after you get back. And I'm like, what? So that's really how it all started. We just started going out into the community, giving free fitness, free educational talks around health and movement and so on, and it really just evolved. And as Dave mentioned, our whole focus was never to go and pester family and friends and be like trying to recruit people and bring people. It was like, let's give people the education and let them make their own decision on their own health, allow them to have their own choices. And that's literally how, in all fairness, jumping the gun a little bit, how Lifestyle by Laptop came about.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we just wanted to help people, you know, and that group that we run, we still, you know, the fitness group, the actual out in the park doing that stuff, that group still runs itself. We don't have as much to do with it these days, but the educational seminars has become the foundation of everything that we've done. And as you see within the platform, we believe that educated people can make educated decisions. Now, when we educate people, then they understand the importance of making healthier choices. When we educate people about the way in which the world works with regards to taxes, with regards to wealth creation, with regards to, you know, borrowing money and growing wealth as opposed to working a 9 to 5, then people can make an educated decision. You know, if you haven't read the book Rich Dad Poor Dad, I encourage you to go and do so, because that was the thing that opened my eyes from the health side of things, which we loved, to, well, you know, business is an amazing way to give yourself that lifestyle, you know, happy, healthy, wealthy. You know, and realistically, to fast forward, we actually fell into business kind of by mistake. Martin had made a choice and bought a product for his own health, and I spent 6 months trying to talk him out of this. You know, we bought these water filters, and I spent 6 months trying to talk him out of it. Now, you know, that kind of led into a business because people started buying these things. And realistically, we just kind of learned that by the network of people that we've grown in our fitness business, when people bought products, we could make money from it.
Yeah. I think the key thing, sorry to interrupt there, mate, I think the key thing for us was that we were simply doing what we were passionate about. We were going out there, we were being authentic, we were being truthful and honest with people and saying, look, you know, our passion is helping people, and we're here to help you in any way you can. And people started to trust in us and know that when they came to us, it was like, whoever you recommend, whatever product you recommend or service, we know we can trust it because you've either been there and experienced it for yourself, or you're coming from that heart-centered place where you've connected with that other person that's given a service and they're going to be of value. And that's really how our whole business started to grow, wasn't it? Where we just had all these people wanting to come and collaborate with us.
Trust and support. It's been the same thing all the way along, you know. And I guess from that point forward, we just realised that person to person, it was very difficult for us to really scale our time and earn more and help more people working with people one-on-one or in a group in one geographic location. And that's where we started to look out into the internet, more so me. You know, I started looking at various internet marketing companies and you know, grew my knowledge and skills in that area. Unfortunately was burnt with a couple of companies that weren't too great. You know, they were a bit unscrupulous or the service wasn't that great, and I spent, you know, tens of thousands, you know, maybe $50,000 close to in my education around digital marketing. And the way in which some other companies operate is what drove us to be the ethical people in the online space. You know, so since then we've moved on, we work with different products, we work with different companies, we've grown our online skills, we've worked with other internet-based companies, and finally just decided that so many of these other companies didn't fit with our ethics and didn't sit well with the people who we were introducing to them. And so those people would leave because they didn't like the company we were working with. We decided, well, you know, our own internal team training system, we'll just really develop that into the system that you see today, the 90 to 95% automated system, so that we can do a lot of the hard work. You know, we've got the sales team, we've got the automated marketing systems, you know, and other companies don't have this.
Yeah, and I think
we take it upon ourselves to do so.
Absolutely, and I think really what was important to cover here, even though Dave was like an IT consultant back when he used to work that job full time, for me, I had never done really anything in IT or anything online. I mean, he's laughing about it now because he knows
him an IT biff.
He knows the pain. And in all fairness, one of the great things and why this has worked so well for us, stop laughing. One of the things that's worked so well for us is the fact that because of Dave's knowledge, and he's so, I mean, I just laughed at him about something else he just did on the computer because I'm like, how the hell did he do that? And it's something that I'd spend ages doing. And one of the things that works really well was because Dave was able to see and go, well, I've seen all these other companies, I've seen what they do, and I've seen how they basically market so well that they confuse people and people feel that they need to then come in and spend this large amount of money to actually get all this value that they don't actually understand. So
it's called it getting ready to be ready.
Yeah. So basically what I did was I said to Dave, well, I don't understand it all. So what I need to do is be able to take your vision and what you know and simplify it for the person that really doesn't know anything. And that's really what we did. And as much as at times, and granted I've got no hair, but as much as times we were pulling our hair out, it was a case of Dave understanding that most people will have no idea, will have never done anything like this, will have probably never done any form of computer course before. So really to take it to ground level and let everybody work through it to be able to grow and really take them on a journey, isn't it? So
yeah, massive. I mean, the problem is there's, you know, I love the network marketing space. I think it's such a great industry, but the problem is that companies don't spend the time to teach people the skills to understand the industry, whether it's health, whether it's travel, whether it's, you know, telecoms, jewelry, whatever it be. Companies don't spend the time to develop people and give them the training that you would if you were becoming the sales force for, you know, for any other company. If you went to work, you know, for a mobile phone retailer or for a makeup counter, you get intensive training to understand that industry. And network marketing companies don't do that. They work on this, you know, on the numbers game. You know, they say, oh, it's a numbers game, but commonly people who join them don't realise they're part of the numbers. And that by just having this firing through the numbers, eventually you find someone that just comes in and they're ready to go. And those people just naturally explode and no one can ever understand why. And it's because they were ready. You know, and all too commonly because people are set up thinking they're going to make money overnight. A couple of months in, people get bored and they leave. You know, and it's the same on the internet. You know, internet marketing companies, a lot of them are great companies in a lot of respects, but very hype driven. This person's earned this much. These people are earning this much. This 16-year-old kid has earned $2 million in 3 days on this platform, drop shipping with Amazon, you know. And it's not real for the average people. You know, and that pains me because people then say it's a scam. They say it doesn't work, and it's not true. People just don't give themselves long enough. You know, if you go and be a plumber, you're not going to be a plumber in 2 weeks or 3 months. You do your plumbing apprenticeship for 3 years. Yeah. You go to college, you work there during the day, you know, and affiliate marketing is the same. It takes a little while. You know, you've got to give yourself time and experience because what we're growing is our own brand, and that's what we want to do here. Is it's always about giving everybody the chance to succeed, and the key to it is trust and support and patience.
Yeah, absolutely. So many great points on there. I mean, even when you look at traditional business, and you know, we both love traditional business. I mean, I had my own business as a carpenter and builder in the UK, and when you look at it, there's so many outgoing costs, and then you're paying for staff and there's so many overheads and your insurances and all this kind of stuff. And don't get me wrong, having an online platform is not cheap in any way, shape or form. But what's the power of is for anybody who chooses to align with the people, especially within our platform, is simply plug in and go. Yeah. Like the cost is so minimal from a business perspective. And until people actually step into a traditional business, I mean, Dave talks a lot around owning a coffee shop. Until you actually step into that, and anyone who's a business owner who's watching this right now will be able to relate all the costs that are involved, all your business plan and all that. And especially if you're wanting to go and get funding, you need to have all that behind you. And it's such a long, timely process, which really does take a lot of energy, and it affects, you know, all the finances that go into the, well, this is truly plug and play. But as Dave said, the one thing that we really focus, and it's just one of the key areas that we focus on, is you're going to take time to evolve here. You're going to be growing. You've got to where you are right now, which is fantastic. But for you to get to where you want to get to, it's going to be a journey of growth and education and support and trusting in yourself, as well as the process that we've created to help you get there.
Yeah, it's so important. We say you focus 100% on the thing that makes you money. And in this business, it's marketing. So when you're a hairdresser, you might go and work for a salon, learn your trade, and then you might go, okay, I want to earn a bit more, so what I'm going to do is rent a chair. And you pay and you rent a chair, and you're sort of your own boss, but you're still under the banner of a company. Until you might eventually set up your own company. Well, what we are in Lifestyle by Laptop is a bit like we step you from learning, where you just learn to cut hair, and then with the system, you're sort of like renting a chair, and it's just a case of helping you to have the skills by concentrating just on the skill that you need, which is the marketing. And don't worry about all the other stuff, because I tell you, it can take all of your time having to learn systems and websites and funnels and marketing and your accounting side and all this stuff that you've got to do takes up all the time. And the bit that makes you money isn't all of that, it's the marketing.
Yeah, and we 100% know this, and we've gone through this journey, especially as an outsider, from with Dave's knowledge coming in and going, okay, how can we simplify this, Dave? How can we make it so the person that's stepping in with no knowledge or understanding whatsoever can simply plug into the system and be able to leverage that to help them? But not only that, so that they don't have to teach it. So they don't have to know it 100%. So they've got an overview and they can grow along the journey. But anybody else who they bring in, who aligns with them, is going to just simply be able to plug in as well. And that's what's been able to help us create duplication. In all fairness, that's what's helped many people who have jumped into the platform on Lifestyle by Laptop have actually seen the power of this vehicle to really help them move forward, because it's simply plugging in and playing.
Yeah, especially if you've got experience in network marketing. A lot of people have done network marketing or direct sales, and that the problem that is there is with training. Someone trains you, you train someone else, you train someone else, and over time that training becomes watered down because it gets further away from the expert source. Or you've got to chase people all the time to try and see if they're working. And what we do is everybody gets the same training. So you're not having to chase people. We can reach out to people from the system. We're marketing for you. When you bring a lead in, it's not about the fortunes in the follow-up, although yes, keeping in touch with your with your database does help, but we do that for you. Making that sell, you don't have to sell because we do that for you. You don't have to be the product expert because we've got product experts. All these things that you've got to learn normally, you don't have to have all of these skills. As you learn them, you can earn more. But in the first instance, all you've got to do is introduce people to the information that we give you. And you can build a solid business based on that, really.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's the key. I mean, once people come in and see that level of value and have that experience, this is why we're building so many incredible relationships all over the globe. I mean, the people we've got everywhere are just the friendships that have come from it. And it's for many people, and I often talk around this, is that there's no reason why the person who's walking on the opposite side of the road away from the opposite direction to you can't become your best friend. It's just that you haven't met yet. And for like for Dave and I, we met on a boat party. We didn't even know each other, and look at what we've created so far. And in all fairness, the thousands of lives that we've impacted. And this is the power of the people coming together have all got the same common interest to experience a better life for themselves and for their family members. And when you're all coming together like that, it creates a community of people who are all bringing in positive energy and supportive energy, because they know that when they step into Lifestyle by Laptop and they like from when they're working in the job or whatever, and they come back into the community, they're supported, they're empowered and inspired to keep moving on their journey, and they know everybody else is in that environment. And when you're stepping into that, you can't help but elevated. That's what it is, and that's why there's so many beautiful friendships being created all over the world, and people aligning with. I mean, I love the way that you talk about this. If you haven't got belief in yourself, align with somebody who's got belief, and you align with them, because they're the ones that are going to help take you to where you want to get to. That's what's so empowering. Align with people with incredible vision. Dave has got incredible vision, and I truly align with him and plug into him. And all what I do is, I'm like the little dog on the lead, and he's taking me for a walk, and I'm like, here we go. And it's really empowering and exciting. And as much as at times he drives me crazy, because for me, I have to take that vision and structure it in a way to simplify it. So, and then that's where he steps in into my bit and goes, oh wow, I see what you've done now. So whereas much as I admire him for his incredible vision and drive, he also admires me, and I'm speaking on your behalf, he also admires me for my ability to be able to break that down and structure it so that it's simplified for you to be able to plug in and move forward.
Yeah, it's so important, like that belief. So commonly people get stuck because they don't believe in themselves. And like with any great movement, and we've seen them time after time change the world. Martin Luther King is a great example. He had a vision, and people came with him. Millions of people joined together because of his dream. And all we look and go, if you believe in someone else and their vision, that just takes you forward until you pick up your own vision and share that. And that's what we do, is help you to share your vision of your life, for what you want, for your family, for your kids. And when you share your vision, and it doesn't have to be grand. Like my vision was always literally, I just want to be at home with my kids when I become a father. Now I've recently become a father, and that vision is here and it's alive because I'm at home with my kids. My child, should I say, and that can be enough, because when people hear that and go, wow, I want that. I want to be able to travel freely. I don't want a boss telling me what to do. I don't want my boss telling me what to do and then I do it a certain way. They tell me, oh, I wouldn't have done it like that. They don't want to hang around with people at the work, then infuriate them. And that's enough of a vision. We've just got to let people believe that it's possible. That you can join a legitimate business. You can do it from home. There are people out there that you can trust who aren't scamsters. We do this. We don't charge massive fees. You're not going to have to pay $5,000, $10,000, $20,000 before you actually learn what you need to do to make money. Yeah. We give you that for free. We give you free access to our training for you to check us out. If you decide you like us, you pay a small fee every month for using the software, which we have to pay for. Everybody pays for it. Yeah. That's like having an accounting package, or renting your hairdresser's chair, or if you work in construction, renting some equipment so you don't dig yourself. You rent a digger for the day. That's all it is. It just makes it easy so you can learn the skills. And if you're looking for it, you really can trust some people. There really are people out there looking to help you, and we're here to help.
Yeah, absolutely. Well said, mate. And that's the power. That's why Dave mentioned earlier, we offer you free access, because the only way you're truly going to be able to align with us and see the value and experience it for yourself and be able to feel that stepping into this community to pay the membership, which is as little as $2.74 a day. I mean, it's ridiculous. It's so cheap. But when you come in there and see that the value, and you choose, in all fairness, it's your choice if you choose to jump on board and actually align with us. But you're going to be able to see exactly what we've been able to create that's going to help you. And every single person who comes in through your referral link, who sees the value and wants to actually earn an income online, who wants to become better and wants to actually achieve a better life for themselves and for the family, that's when they're going to be able to come in and say, wow, this is so simple to follow. And I know that if this is so simple for me to follow, it's going to be simple for the next person who comes in to follow. And that's how we've created such duplication, which actually has helped people really align and come from that place to go, I know this is the right vehicle to help me get there. Especially for those people who have gone through the pain of looking and looking and looking. We had so many people who've come from other platforms that have said, do you know what? As great as they were, there was something missing and it just didn't align with it. But I feel so connected here. And we believe it's because we've gone out there and experienced them. More so Dave, but experienced them for ourselves and gone, okay, that's good, that's good, that's good. But whoa, they're way off here. But also aligning with our values and saying, what's important to us? Let us on the platform be an extension of us.
Basically, the missing word was always authenticity, or truth. The three things. That's it. Trust and support. It's that authenticity that companies take people's money and then disappear. They're not supporting. They're not trustworthy in what they say. And all too commonly, people, a lot of places, unfortunately, say things that aren't quite true. And for us, if it isn't true, we don't say it. We don't skew numbers to make them look better. We don't overhype what it's going to take. You could make money within your first week or so. Most people, it'll take them a couple of months, 90 days, whatever. All depends how hard you work. But that's the truth. Your first 12 months in this business is like your apprenticeship. You're learning the skills. You're laying your foundation. And that solid foundation is on which you grow your empire. But again, for most people, that's going to be a 2, 3 year, 5 year plan, depending on the work that you put in. So I say to anyone, people will go to uni and do a course for a few years with no guarantee of it actually amounting to any kind of a promotion. They just believe that it will in the future. And we say, you put 3 years into what we do here and work diligently in the same kind of way you would as a uni degree, 10, 20 hours a week. And at the end of that, that'll be your full-time job. And the question is, are you willing to put that time and effort into having the life that others dream of? For some, it's no. Some people want the money but won't do the work. And the reality is everything great, requires a little bit of effort, a little bit of time, a bit of patience.
100%.
So what we say, if you're willing to work for your dreams, to have an ethical business online, join us.
Yeah, free access. You've got nothing to lose. Come in there, check out the platform for yourself, see if it aligns with you, see if you align with us and the way that we do business and the way that we communicate with people, because we believe that we're doing it the best we can, and we're always open to feedback. We built this platform for the community based on community feedback. That's truly how it was built. What aligns with our values, because we wanted to make sure everybody was supported, not only when they stepped in, but also along the journey to help improve this, because the only way things get better is via feedback and community support and communication. So take advantage of that free access trial. Come on in there. We look forward to seeing you in there. And
just always happy to have a chat. Need to speak to on any questions, let us know. But other than that, we'll look forward to seeing you in the community, and good luck.
Take care.
See you now.
Bye bye.